Hi everybody, it's Chris, and welcome to another video by the Infinity System. This time around we have 5 tips to help trauma survivors survive the holidays. Following up on last time's video where we gave 5 tips for system supports, this time around we've decided to center more on tips for the trauma survivors out there like us and you. Tip number 1, celebrate you. Rather than putting your energies or time into the usual patterns around the holidays, obligatory family gatherings, etc., 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 focus on celebrating the good things about yourself. Get yourself a gift that you've always wanted. Get the foods that you want to eat and eat them, even if they don't match the holiday spirit. Focus on doing the things that make you feel comfortable and merry, not what others expect of you or what you think that they expect of you. Tip number 2, write down your safety needs and share them with your support person or system. As we covered in the previous video, sit down with your support partner and work out exactly what you need to feel safe this holiday season. What do you need to feel safe in various situations? Do you need someone to act as a buffer for you during family gatherings? Let your support system know exactly what you need to feel safe. Don't have one within the family environment? Pick a friend or acquaintance to come with you. They can help you get some air, take a walk, and can even act as a way out if things get too intense, or maybe even miss that meal or gathering entirely and choose to do something else that makes you comfortable instead. Tip number 1. Which leads us to tip number 3, create new traditions. Triggers are all around us during the holidays. Sights, sounds, scents, and tastes that are forever associated with the trauma. Identify which triggers you have and give yourself permission to remove them from your holiday experience. You may not be able to avoid Mariah Carey entirely starting immediately after Halloween, but you can at least choose not to hear her in your own house or environment. Find new places, new tastes, new sounds, and new traditions for yourself. Traditions only become traditions because somebody decides that they will be in the first place. All traditions have their start, and you have the power to start one, or many. Tip number 4, identify your triggers, negative and positive. As trauma victims, we tend to forget that triggers, flashbacks, and body memories can be positive as well as negative. The holidays are going to offer up a smorgasbord of both to you, and it's important to realize this. We're intimately familiar with the negative ones, but we often fail to realize that the body and mind also contain positive associations that can be just as powerful in their effects as the negative ones, and perhaps more. We have become so accustomed to the negative thought processes and trauma patterns that when something good happens to us, when we feel pleasure or joy or even excitement, it impacts us just as profoundly. We don't trust it, and so we straddle that knife's edge of emotional fear. We want to feel this odd new emotion or sensation, but we don't know how to react to it or to surrender to it. Most importantly, the last bit there. Simply put, we're afraid to trust this good feeling and these good things because we've been told directly or experience has shown us that we don't deserve it, or that good feelings are only for good people and that we are bad, or that good things are just a trap that lead to bad things and therefore can't be trusted. So we fall back on our old friend, the stress response cycle, and we freeze, caught in an impossible contradiction. We want that long, warm hug from our spouse or friend. We desperately need it, but we're terrified into inaction, which can make us come across as cold, indifferent, and unfeeling. Exactly the opposite of what we're feeling. We're on the edge of breaking into an emotional mess just at a friend's gentle touch on our shoulder, much less a hug. Being icy is the farthest thing from our mind. Being able to recognize the reasons behind your reactions and then letting go of that reactive fear and surrendering to the moment to let yourself experience those good things is a challenge that is fought one trigger at a time. So it's important to know what type of trigger you're reacting to. Which brings us to number 5. Slow down and allow yourself to feel your reactions. Now this seems counterintuitive, but at some point during the holidays, we will inevitably run into one or more of our triggers. When we begin to feel them, it is natural for a trauma victim to try to drown them out by ignoring them and staying busy, pushing through the reaction rather than allowing yourself to experience it and to understand the connections between your reaction, the trigger, and how it ties into your trauma. As we've already covered, it's scary to actually allow yourself to feel things, to actually experience things without these trauma reactions slamming right back down. But keeping those walls up is also cutting yourself off from all those good things that we just talked about. So slow down, breathe, take a walk, and more importantly, in the moment, realize that it is actually okay to have and to feel your emotions. Those are our 5 tips for helping trauma survivors survive the holiday season. Go ahead and sound off in the comments section below with any tips or tricks that you and your support systems might have come up with to help deal with these uncomfortable holiday situations and the triggers that surround them. We ask that you click like, share, and subscribe, and go ahead and hit the bell icon to be notified when we upload new content. And most importantly, we remind you, as always, that you are loved, that you are strong, and that you are not alone. I'm Chris. Thanks for watching.